Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Scorpio July 2022 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. For those of you who are stopping by for the first time, and if so, welcome. And for the subscribers, well, you know how much I love to see you, and I look forward to seeing you each month. By the way, I've done a number of readings, clairvoyant readings from different parts of the world for Scorpios over the course of the last month. And if you would like to have a clairvoyant experience with me one-on-one from anywhere in the world, just check out the information that's in the description box below, and the link to the website will provide the prices for your country, and other currencies can be accommodated in addition where PayPal accepts the currency. Now, let us get into the cards and the reading for you, shall we? I think this is going to be a good month for you. You know, I love doing Scorpio readings. Surely I do. And this deck, well, there's the Fool. Wonderful, wonderful. What a great image. Do you know, you probably won't see this deck around anywhere. There's Strength. The reason being that it's out of print. The developer is not doing any more. They're going on to do other things, and I suppose we do from time to time want to change what we do. There's Judgment. That was Strength and the Fool. And just get on with doing something else, don't we? So this is something of a collector's piece now, I think. I would not in any event, Five of Swords, I would not in any event sell it or get rid of it anyway, because it provides such accurate information, I found. And we need one more, don't we? So what about this one here? What do we have to say here? There's the Five of Wands. Five of Wands and Five of Swords on the bottom. Five of Swords going out. Why don't you come down now? Sit down here next to me. We'll have a good, close look at the imagery, the beautiful imagery on these cards. Together, well, I do the reading for you. Well, let's start with the Fool, shall we? And that's the first card you drew. So let's see what it has to say. Here we see the usual sort of picture, I guess, of the Fool, but minor variations. In this case, we have a young lady, as opposed to the androgynous, often-looking character, who is about to step off a cliff without any fear, having got away from fear, having defeated the tiger of fear, holding her dress up with joy, and in her hand here is a flower which shows purity. The Fool actually does represent that spirit that you are before you come into flesh. That is, everything is ahead of you to be done. Everything that's there, either good or bad. There's no moral qualities to the Fool. Bad can be done, good can be done. Things can be passionate or indifferent. So she is the one who walks without fear, the spirit of the ether. Now, very much associated with the planet Uranus, I think, and with the zodiac itself, the 12 signs of the zodiac is the astrology that I have here. There's a period here, I think, of openness, of trust, where you are really in the position now where you are ready to and able to take a risk, and you'll have courage to stand your ground. Freedom, independence, creativity, great potential, the possibility maybe of taking a quantum leap and listening to your heart's voice. I think that it's important also that this is a time where you be in the present. Certainly all around here I'm getting new beginnings, a leap of faith, and acting without malice. Certainly no malice at all. This card is both father and mother in the most abstract form of these roles. This isn't a confusion, but a deliberate identification of the male and female principle within you. I see the start of something new or spontaneous, really, the beginning of a journey into the unknown, which is full of potential for you. And, as is suggested here, the need to take a leap, not of faith, but with the inner confidence that you are going to be okay. Open up your life and have faith that you can create what you want. Wanting to break free from the usual routine of life is something which is coming up here as well. Look upon life as the fool does. Be empty once again as a young child. Manifesting creativity, moving towards wholeness. These are things which are coming to you now. Re-owning your courage. Perhaps the courage to be who you are at last without fear. So I think you are ready now for a new beginning, perhaps even a quantum leap, as I say. Give in, dare to leap, even if fear attempts to hold you back. Trust the voice from within your heart. What is fear for you? How do you imagine the courageous leap into the new? What does it look like? Where does your heart call you to go? Say this to yourself. I am a radiant being. I am a living treasure. I honor and value the unlimited resource of courage which is within me. I respect the nature of whom I am. There is nothing to fear. I now follow my heart. I am open and ready to go wherever it may lead me. You see, there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, and there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such a wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. You are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. Look, all you see in the world is your idea about it. Life is going to take off for you when you choose for it to. Now I want to have a quick look at a couple of these major arcana that are here. Which one shall we do first? Well, I'm touching it, so why don't we do it? Let's have a look at Judgment. This is such a good month for you. Okay. Well, what a very interesting thing. Now, I suppose in an abstract way, Judgment refers to in the Christian tradition, to the judging of the souls of the dead and the return of the second coming of Jesus. And I suppose that's meant to represent that in what I would call a very abstract and stylized way. However, what I do say is this, that I think what this energy is doing is it is bringing you a higher level of awareness that resurrects you into a new way of thinking. It is a spiritual rebirth, a spiritual awakening. It represents a time when life becomes fresh again and burdens or limitations from the past break away, opening up to the beauty of universal love and freedom. Now, Judgment's number here is 20, and 20 is the number of awakening, knowledge, power, mastery, universal service, compassion, completion, and rebirth. Now, when this Judgment energy comes, it is the voice of the divine speaking to you. Listen closely to the message. A spiritual revelation or an aha moment will be gifted to you. Old ideas or outworn beliefs are transforming into a higher awareness, taking you into a new direction. The path you once followed, I guess, it's dissolved into distant memories. Judgment reminds you that each of us takes different paths. The paths wind and intertwine through the landscape of life like a river flowing towards the sea of oneness. And there are many lessons and detours as one navigates through life. This Judgment card frees your mind and heart of false beliefs, bringing clarity and the realization of the oneness of all. Judgment opens the pathway to self-realization and self-love, where your consciousness is reborn into the universal mind of Source. The higher self is calling upon your ego to rise up, to be renewed. Now, with Judgment energy, you achieve wisdom and the understanding that you are a spiritual being, just as we spoke of here, both the Fool. Living in a physical body, know thyself is the key to living a fulfilled life. Now, you will view life from a greater perspective with vast horizons. Your life work is to serve the highest good for all. Now, the third eye, or the sixth chakra, is associated with judgment, awakening your inner sight. Judgment is positive energy that brings completion, healing, rebirth, and renewal. Exhale and breathe in the love from the divine and the opportunities that lie before you. Trust. You are being challenged, you see, to drop your worm's eye view, to see things from a higher plane. And when you have recognized greater time spans and other contexts, which you are increasingly ready to do, by the way, you will then tend more and more to observe things in their beingness, to see free from evaluation. Now, which methods will you use to gain deeper insight and greater wisdom? Say this to yourself. I observe people and situations objectively and fairly. I value the combination of my qualities and characteristics. I honor the unlimited well of creativity within me to express in family and work settings. God is the unknown, the mysterious. The more I know that I don't know, the closer I am to the divine. Well, let's have a look at what? This one, I think. See what's here. Oh, this is pretty straightforward, I think, don't you reckon? That's Leo, of course, and it is the sun ruling Leo here with Uranus exalted. This is the daughter of the flaming sword, and this is speaking to you of passion, multidimensional creativity, talents and strength that you never thought you had, overcoming old fears and conditionings, just as this fool was saying. There's no coincidences here, ladies and gentlemen, and the integration of your animal energies. Now, the Strength card encourages you to begin the process of self-discovery by stretching your mind, heart, and soul to open and trust. You can then move forward, living your life creatively and authentically in this ever-changing world that we live in. Actually, that was from a song, I think, wasn't it? You have a choice to stay safe, though you were never really safe from change. The time is now. Your life experience is now. Make a move. Or you have a choice to embrace life and all of its experiences, taking good with the bad, seeing the possibilities and potentials of both. Now, knowing that with every experience there is an opportunity to learn and expand beyond the present situation. Now, uncertainty can bring feelings of resistance, can't it? And they can unfold into fear sometimes. Well, look, uncertainty it's a part of being human. Yet it can teach you to bring your courage, your trust, and faith to the forefront. Whatever decision, change, or challenge arises, address each one with the gifts of this card. Find your inner strength to confront the fears and feelings that block you from living an expansive life. The more you practice this, the stronger you become. Your spiritual strength will bless you with inner peace and a passion for life. This strength energy gifts you confidence, courage, creativity, faith, patience, and the endurance to release fears and resolve conflicts. it presents solid and reliable sources to you, bringing compassion, composure, and peace to any unsettled situation. This energy indicates an exciting time, I think, that awakens your heart to explore new horizons. They may be within yourself, or it could be travel, or it could be with relationships with other people, or it may be by education, and in particular to follow your dreams and true destiny. You understand the difference between destiny and fate, don't you? Fate is the blueprint that your life will move in unless you willfully take action in accordance with destiny. Destiny is what you make. Fate is what happens when you stop paying attention to creating destiny. And it represents the power of self-love here. With the Strength card energy, you realize that your true purpose is to evolve every day, and every time you practice this, your being radiates wisdom, truth, and courage. If you are ready to accept all which you find in yourself, you will be able to move through everything with deep sensitivity, awareness, love, and understanding. Now, what areas of your life would you like to live out more fully? What has prevented you from doing so in the past? Are you ready to deal with this anew? Take everything in with more awareness. Look, we often experience emotions such as love, sadness, pain, rage, or fear as obstacles, only because we've never learned to use them as wood for the fire. Say to yourself, I enjoy expressing my energy, my vitality, and my enthusiasm in all that I experience. I am a person of character and strength. I have unlimited creative resources to tap into, and I enjoy living life now to the utmost. Now, there are a couple of fives down here. Let's see what they have to say. Let's have a look at this one. Five of Swords. What do you have to say to us? Let's have a look at you. There you go. Now let me have a look at this image. Well, this really reminds me of the breaking of a connection. Or you are striving for a connection, but you are unwilling to make yourself vulnerable. So rather than using your hands, you use a sword because, well, on one view, I suppose, stabbing someone with a sword is a sort of a form of intimacy in a macabre way, isn't it? As is slapping them across the face. And so we enter into arguments we have no chance of winning, but winning is less important than the other person losing. Or we go at ourselves with the same ruthlessness, the same cruelty. Kindness is too risky. Vulnerability is just a nightmare. So we stay armed with swords. And the icy blues and greys are a world drained of the Venusian from Venus life force and fertility. It is the cool blue of ice and steel, of the tools of violation rather than of connection. Now, speaking of Venus, she's coming through to me because this is Venus in the first decan of Aquarius, the 22nd to the 29th of January. Look, Venus rules Taurus, doesn't it? Well, Taurus is a fixed earth sign, but here we have Venus ruling an air sign in Aquarius, Venus ruling the first decan of Aquarius. Now, these two are at odds with one another because Venus is a lover and not a fighter, whereas Aquarius is a rebel ruled by Uranus and Saturn. And Aquarius is a fighter, usually for causes, so the individualistic and dispassionate nature of Aquarius it clashes with Venus, which is the planet of relationships. So we get some sort of defeatism around us, or a fear of defeat coming in here. Sometimes a lack of confidence. Has something happened where self-esteem has taken a blow? There's fears of trying things again because you worry about the same outcome. So there's a negativity there. Feeling defeated. Do you worry that you haven't stood up for yourself about something? Do you want to take revenge on someone? Or do you have a fear of situations in case they become painful, or a fear of experiences in case they become difficult? It could also be the fear of a new, which is Aquarius, relationship, which is Venus, or fears of pushback from a new idea, Aquarius, that you are emotionally, Venus, attached to. The essential element of this card is about fear, I think. Fear which distorts your view of the present and of the unknown in your future. This energy can also relate to a betrayal or a sneak attack by someone you trust and don't suspect is your enemy. There could be a lot of jealousy around you at the moment. People jealous of you, particularly jealous of the way that you look, how you deal with other people. Now, your fear could also maybe be the result of losing control emotionally due to previous hurts from other relationships, and God, haven't we had those? Or it may be connected with the workplace where we've had a bad experience that stops us from expressing ourselves fully because our confidence has been lost. But if you can let go of that feeling of fear, then the energy that's bound up in this ball will burst forward and create great results. It's released. Now, although Swords is mental, it's to do with the mind, the Suit of Swords. There could be some mental turmoil you're going through. It can also relate to the emotions, right? So you may have an emotional response to it as well. And that's because of the presence of Venus. And Venus is a lover and not a fighter, as I say. So I think that what this is saying is that you are now ready to see your fear of defeat. Fear is irrational in nature, meaning it doesn't necessarily reflect the real situation. By recognizing this, you will set free all of those energies which have been bound up in your fear. If you are afraid to see control slipping out of your hands, remember the feeling that you are in control, well, that's just an illusion. Seeing, understanding, accepting, and letting go of your fear, well, that will set you free. So just incidentally, what do you associate with the idea of defeat, as an example? Say this to yourself: I am not my fears. It is safe for me to live without guarding and defending myself all of the time. When I feel afraid, I open my heart and I let love dissolve the fear. And I accept my fear, and then I let it go. Now finally, let's quickly deal with this Five of Wands. Getting a lot of fire in this card as well, interestingly. A lot of fire in here. Look, this is Saturn in the first decan of Leo, the 23rd of July to the 2nd of August. It's basically the Lord of Strife. Now Saturn in Leo, well, Saturn and Leo don't get on, as Leo wants to be creative and express itself, while Saturn is cold and dense and wants to set boundaries and limits. Now, Leo here is a fire sign in a fire suit, Wands, and added to by the energy of what I have here, 5, well, Mars here. What we have is astrological discord, really. 5s also refer to instability, exaggeration, strife, changes, loss, and things like that. 5 shows the idea of motion coming to the aid of something, though. The result is the complete annihilation of a problem. You might be in the middle of a conflict, a tension, or a competition, and it's impacting on your ability to move forward with things, perhaps. Now, sometimes, of course, conflict is really positive because it makes you get stronger, makes you get faster, makes you get more alert. Now, this points to competition, I think, that you might have with someone who's got pretty similar qualities and experiences as you do. Maybe someone who is as attractive as you. Maybe you're in competition with someone who's actually also very attractive. Someone who's got the same sort of a resume, someone with the same background. And if you haven't faced the fire of competition before, well, you will now, and you'll know what it means. And in particular, you'll know what you need to do with it when you're in it. In this situation, the danger of resigning yourself is great. But Saturn reminds you that all things must be taken care of step by step. So don't let yourself become overwhelmed. Always look again to the flames behind here and in the Suit of Wands, which burn on despite impediments. This is a sign that you are ready to face the situation and do something about it. Now, what insurmountable obstacles seem to stand between you and the realization of your goals? How does the mountain of duties and tasks which stands before you now, how does it look? Go step by step. Take everything a little easier. And say this to yourself: I am more and more capable now of expressing my feelings and my creativity in my work and social life. Well, what a very interesting, fascinating and uplifting set of cards for you. Well done. That's the way it is for you this month. What a fascinating and uplifting month for you this is going to be. I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I did providing it to you. I certainly love seeing you each month, and I look forward to doing it. I can't wait to do the next one. And until the next time, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.